Hello, this is Susie Berry of Serene Senses, and today I'm going to run through the heart strengthening and sedating points which bring about balance if you've got poor circulation or if you have emotional imbalance in your heart and you've dealt with heartache and need to bring yourself into a state of calm about it. We're going to start off just by restoring the meridian, releasing excess energy. The heart meridian doesn't actually have official, what we call sedating points. They're actually the strengthening points for another meridian. It's just that they work to support the heart as a whole. You never actually want to take away energy from the heart the same way as the other sedating points go. So just think of this as restoring the meridian rather than sedating it. You're not taking energy away from the heart by doing this. So first of all, you're just going to bring yourself into a cross-legged position, if you can, if that's comfortable for you. If you need to, you can always sit on a chair and just prop yourself up. You're just going to need to be able to touch just above your fourth toe. So you're going to bring your finger in a line from your fourth toe just up to where the metatarsals connect here. Okay, and from there, you're going to continue holding that. And with your other hand, you're just going to wrap it around the middle pinky bit of your hand, the outside of the pinky finger. So you're just going to hold like that, just relax, just keeping your legs crossed, and you're going to hold here for a couple of minutes. And so that's just gone 7 minutes past 9. So I'm going to hold here until 9 minutes past. And while I do so, I'm going to be focusing in on the colors green and red, because green helps to balance the gallbladder meridian. Red helps to balance the small intestine meridian. Small intestine is the fire element that we are using to help support the heart. And these are actually small intestine strengthening points. So I quite like to imagine giving myself a beautiful bouquet of red roses with lovely green stems and leaves. So just take a moment, close your eyes, just with your hands in that position, take a nice deep breath. And just imagine yourself just smelling some beautiful red roses. And if you want to, you can put them in a green vase for yourself. And just bringing in that self-love, taking some time to stop and smell the roses, which so often we don't do in our lives enough. Just really bringing in that image strongly into your mind. And you can imagine the color red just going into that point that you're holding on your hand, and the color green going into the point that you're holding on your foot. Just channeling that energy, connecting up your gallbladder and your small intestine. And usually after a couple of minutes of holding here, you will feel a sense of heat or tingling or a pulse. So just be aware if you notice any of that. If it's very subtle, perhaps you might not notice it. If you've been dealing with circulation problems in your hands and feet anyway, then it's quite possible that you won't. But naturally, it does only take a couple of minutes for the energy to start moving. And if you want to kind of intensify the process, then you can always use a little bit of oil. It's really useful to use rose oil, particularly in this circumstance. And make sure if you're using essential oils, always to mix it with base oil to strengthen you up. So just feeling that movement there. Okay, and then you can move over to the opposite side. So again, just bringing your fingers from the fourth toe up, just where the metatarsals connect, and then wrapping your hand around just below the pinky finger. So just bringing your legs nice and comfortably together, whatever works for you. And just remembering there's no right way to be seated. If your feet are all the way up here, that's fine. If you actually need to be seated, that's fine. Holding on to these points, the affirmation that goes along with small intestine is, I know what I want, I am decisive. And gallbladder is, I let go of judgment and I assert myself peacefully. So let go of any judgment of yourself. If you're not comfortable seated as I am, then that's absolutely fine. You're here to start loving yourself and letting go of any heartache. And that begins with being decisive about what you want. So congratulate yourself for being decisive to take out a bit of time to look after yourself today. And again, just close your eyes for a little while and just internalize those affirmations. I know what I want. I am decisive. I let go of judgments easily and I assert myself peacefully. I know what I want. I am decisive. I let go of judgment easily and I assert myself peacefully. I know what I want. I am decisive. I let go of judgment easily and I assert myself peacefully. And again, you can just imagine that red color going into that point in your hands and green into that point in your foot. Giving yourself those beautiful red roses, those green scents. Perhaps even taking a moment to just feel the softness of the petals against your skin. And just being aware if you notice any pulsing or tingling or heat in either place. Or even if you just feel a slight release around the muscles of your chest. And now we're going to move on to the strengthening points. So if you just bring your hand into the crease at your knees, just towards the back here, and just going slightly up. So just a little bit up. You might feel a slight tenderness there around your knees. And this is a kidney point. And then you're going to bring your hand, sorry, I've gone on to the third set of points by accident. Okay. So first set of points actually on your pinky finger, bringing your hand to your pinky finger. And you're going to take your pinky finger onto your big toe. And then you're just going to wrap your finger around. So you're connecting up your big toe to your pinky finger. And just laying your pinky finger down the inside of the nail of that big toe. And then holding onto the end of it. And actually, if you feel comfortable too, then you can actually just hold them both at the same time. So you're just connecting up your pinky finger and the big toes together. So this is a really nice way of stimulating your heart meridian. If you feel comfortable too, you can always bring your feet a little bit closer and even do a little bit of butterfly flapping. And this helps to stimulate the liver meridian. So your liver meridian runs up the inside of your legs. So you can always stimulate the liver that way. It runs from the inside of your big toe up your legs to just underneath your torso. And you're connecting it to your heart meridian, which runs from your armpit down your arm and off your pinky finger. So you can always just do a little bit of flapping with your legs if that feels comfortable for you. If it doesn't, you can always imagine yourself doing that, making that movement. Or you can just try and push a little bit further down with your legs. And it doesn't matter if here feels like a lot and you're pushing to here, or if here feels like a lot and you're pushing to here, or even if you have to do this in a chair, it's absolutely no importance whatsoever. The point here is that you are being kind to yourself. Liver is all about being kind to yourself. Which is why I didn't give myself a hard time when I realized that I'd gone into the wrong point, first of all. So just take your time, be kind to yourself, look after your own body. Heart is about loving yourself deeply and completely. So I'm just going to get you to take a few nice deep breaths here and just focusing in on that affirmation. I love myself deeply and completely, and I am kind to myself. Or even deeper, I am kind to myself because I love myself deeply and completely. I'm kind to myself because I love myself deeply and completely. And then just focusing in now on that red and green once more. Being kind to yourself by buying yourself a beautiful set of deep red roses, putting them in a nice green vase, just for yourself to admire. And then thinking about what else you can do throughout the rest of the week to be kind to yourself, to love yourself deeply and completely. You might want to watch some of my other meditation videos or my other energy medicine videos on the Serene Senses channel. You might want to do a little bit of yoga for yourself, or just take a nice bath or cook, or whatever feels right to you, whatever feels like your way of being kind to yourself and acknowledging that you are absolutely worthy of love, and find new ways to love yourself deeply and completely. And after a couple of minutes, again, you might find that you feel a sense of heat or pulsing or tingling around your feet and your hands. Just be aware of that. Whatever movement you might feel energetically, just sending that color red into your pinkies and the color green into your toes, and just feeling the two colors melt together as your heart and your liver are energetically talking to one another and supporting each other as organs within your body. Then, when you feel you're ready to, you can come back into the original points I was going to show you. So just coming to the knee crease and then moving a little inch higher. Usually you might find a point that's a little bit tender. And then from there, you're going from the arm, the pinky finger, right up to the inside, just holding on here. So you can just hold on here for a moment or so. I have tried to do this on a couple of occasions, just by wrapping my thumb. You can wrap your thumb on one side, your thumb on the other, and bring your fingers to here. So you can do that. It's a little bit awkward. If you're not very flexible, then you can just do it one side at a time. So I'm going to do one side at a time because I just feel like it's nicer to give my legs that little bit of a stretch and keep them low down to the ground. And just being aware that sometimes it can be a really courageous step forward with courage to just acknowledge what your body needs, where you're at the moment, and to give yourself that love that you need. So if you need to be on a chair to hold this position, then that is a courageous step forward for you, just to speak to your body and be aware of its needs. And at time, if you feel like you're ready to do this stretch, that's great, but don't pressure yourself because you're absolutely 100% worthy of love. It's time to start loving yourself deeply and completely, because that's a courageous step forward in life. So just focusing on those two affirmations. I step forward with courage because I love myself deeply and completely. I step forward with courage because I love myself deeply and completely. I step forward with courage because I love myself deeply and completely. And then just moving on to the other side, again coming to the inner crease and then coming up an inch or so. And then going from your pinky up to the inside of the elbow. The colours for this are red and blue. So I quite like to imagine myself putting on a Pamela Anderson swimsuit and jumping into the sea. So just close your eyes, imagine the waves washing away any fears, feeling yourself courageously moving forward into the sea. Just allowing the waters to just embrace you with love, washing away any fear. If you love yourself deeply and completely, just appreciating every part of your body, being able to be fully supported by the water. Just allowing yourself to really touch in how your body feels, knowing that your heart is fully supported in the here and now. And just appreciating that after holding these points, you're going to learn a couple more exercises. And again, using these exercises in your daily life can be an amazing step forward with courage. So I invite you to really embrace the next exercises that I will give to you. And I look forward to getting your feedback on how you feel after doing them, and encourage you to embrace the rest of your day ahead by allowing your penetrating flow to really bring in what you've learned just doing these heart points. So from here, we're going to move on to the penetrating flow just by bringing your hands together and just rubbing them so that you can build up a lot of static. You can imagine a healing color or light building in your hands. And then just bringing them to your sacrum and just rubbing all the way around your sacrum, the base of your spine, bringing that heat into the spine, your sacrum. Just giving yourself a little bit of massage. And then bringing your hands round over your hips. Now just taking a nice deep breath, resting your hands on your pelvic wall. And as you breathe out, bring your hands up to your mouth. I'm just going to do that again. Just allowing your penetrating flow to move through your body, and connecting in. So just rubbing your sacrum, coming around over the top of your hips, breathing in. One more time. Just allowing everything to penetrate your whole system. Bringing that energy from your sacrum around the front of your body. Your heart. And then we're going to connect to the ground and the heavens. So the penetrating flow works from the base of your spine up and down to your heart. The belt flow connects the center of your body to the earth. So just bringing one hand to the back, to the side, and the other to the side of your body. You're just going to pull your arms around to the opposite side. And then come down off your feet. And just do the same on the opposite side. Okay, so that was just a little invitation to help you with circulation problems or heartache. If you are interested in learning more energy medicine tips or doing a meditation session with me, then you can always give me some feedback or a comment below, and I can give you the Zoom links to be able to follow me every Monday night between 8 and 10 p.m. And it would be lovely to hear from you and get your feedback on how you felt doing these acupressure points. Have a lovely, bye-bye.